Streaking.
Are you on the? Let me know when you're on the.
Let me switch over. So I got to do all my work on my end to switch everything around, re-situate,
transition over here.
Calculate.
There.
Are we live? Because I don't have a red.
It says we're streaming.
According to this,
I have excellent connection.
It's because I am unplugged. I actually have a Wi-Fi booster here too.
I know. Jess will show me that. That's pretty cool.
I don't think it works.
I'm sure it does. I'm on the extender now.
You log on to the extender?
Yes.
Is there a password or anything?
Yes. Do you want me to tell the internet what your password is?
There's a password for that?
Yes. Jess gave it to me. Well, Jess gave me the password.
I just thought in
general
it boosted.
Just made everything better.
I thought that's literally what it was supposed to do.
No.
It just pulled that signal and then shot it.
No, well, yeah. But you want to connect to that device.
Come right here?
Yes. So I'm connected to that.
Oh, she doesn't tell me this stuff.
I don't know. You don't need to know some things.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we're on. This is pre-show show. Sean, coming in hot for the pre-show show.
Man. Did I tell you about the brisket Sean brought in?
No.
When everyone was bringing me cookies? Oh, that was way better than cookies.
I was going to say brisket instead of brisket greater than cookie. Hands down.
I did put it in the cooler. It was the 23rd because I worked 24th. I put it in the cooler I had there and had it for lunch.
Oh. I hope everybody's enjoying the pre-show show.
Man, Marcus
double dipping tonight. Marcus was on
his TV
bike, and now he's over here on fishing. That's super cool. Super cool. Okay, we got good connection. We ready to kick it off there, Joey? You ready over there, buddy? I'm gonna hit the button. I like saying button. Button. You use a button. That's punny. Oh, I didn't even see what Marcus said. Okay, you ready, Joey?
I was born ready.
Hi, buddy. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
Welcome to the Maryland Fishing Line, episode 33. I hope it's 30. I hope I got that number right. I've done that on the Gravel podcast before.
It's January 5th. It's 33.
Yeah, I know, but I always add a number, and we got all screwy with some of the show notes. So,
yeah,
whatever. Today is Tuesday.
I don't do show notes, so.
Today is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. Welcome to the very first episode of 2021. 2020 is in our rear view, Joey.
Yes.
Behind us. No more to be thought of or worried over.
I still write 2020 on my work POs and everything.
You know how it's like they say that it's really hard to start writing the new year? I had no problem this year.
Yeah.
It was 2021, 2021, 2021. No problem.
I write it about 20 times a day.
So you're still writing 2020?
Oh,
Don't you jinx us.
I'll do it till maybe March.
Oh, no, how can you not? So, folks, if this is your first time here and you don't know, we spend a little bit of time every week talking about fishing throughout Maryland, from saltwater to freshwater. We attempt, Joey.
I babble a lot.
Strive to cover it all. But we do have a very strong focus, in my opinion, on the world of fishing kayaks.
Surf fishing. I get on a surfboard and I fish.
You used to do the whole paddleboard thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty doggone close.
No, we do focus heavily.
Because we are
both. What we do.
Yeah, it's what we do.
I'm not going to talk about charter guys.
Well, I have no idea what that's all about.
Guys.
What? Don't say that.
No, much respect to what they do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you don't go fishing with them.
No.
I hear you. I hear everything.
That is a hard job, I will say that.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of work, it's an investment.
Spend a lot of money in gas.
Up and down.
Maryland Fishing Line is a production of the Angler Magazine Chesapeake Edition. Tonight, what are we going to cover?
Blankets.
We're going to talk about fishing kayaks. We got this or that, and beyond that, I don't really know. We got a little bit of fishing kayak stuff to talk about. But before we get into all of that, let's thank our sponsors. Waterfront Marine in Edgewater, Maryland, dealing in Robalo fishing boats, Chaparral pleasure boats, and Bennington pontoon boats. You can find out more at their website at waterfrontmarine.com. JMJ Firearms, Mechanicsville, Maryland. Modern Air HVAC in Mechanicsville, Maryland. Robin Cavallaro at Remax One, a fantastic real estate agent. Stoney's Kingfishers in Solomons, Maryland. Scott's Cove Marina in Deal Island. Huntingtown Automotive in Huntingtown. Eat Chesapeake in Dunkirk, Rosehaven, and Bowie, otherwise known as the Chesapeake Grill. You're going to find links to all these folks in the show notes or the show description. Make sure to let them know you heard about them here. I got it all tongue twisted. So the live stream, just checking out real quick.
Same. My dad's going, like I said, my sister's going to labor, so my dad's not here tonight.
Don't you have to run then?
No. You can't go. He's actually going to pick up my nephew.
Oh, okay.
Because my nephew's going to stay with
watching
them for a while, yeah.
They go produce have another baby.
Yep.
Okay. So she's in labor tonight?
She was supposed to go on the 11th. She's supposed I'm not going to bore everyone with this. She's supposed to go earlier, and then they pushed her to the 11th, and now she's having contractions.
Oh, so she's going to have a baby tonight. She's getting ready to have a baby.
I think so. Baby was supposed to turn. That's why they delayed her.
Okay.
I don't understand it all the time.
Yeah, when the baby's flipped around, they have to turn it. We had to do that with Camden.
That was when I got my vaccine.
Okay.
When I found that out. But that was 31st or whatever. So my dad will watch the rerun of this. But we do have quite a few people in the live stream already. We got Sean and Marcus.
So I know one thing, though, your dad was talking about was I saw the pictures of the prototype for the pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And I am all fired up about that, Paul. I am so excited for that. I can't hardly wait. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm like a little schoolgirl. I'm all excited about it. Fishing this week, I mean, you're seeing a lot of chain pickerel being caught.
A lot.
Still seeing here and there spatterings of people doing a little bit of catch and release on the rockfish.
Eric caught some rockfish in the creek.
I saw that just in the creek. Yep. And they actually looked really, really healthy.
They looked
like they had a little size to them. Yeah. St. Mary's Lake is obviously open. I haven't seen anybody going over there in the last week. Doesn't mean it's not happening.
Sitting at the gate? I'm just kidding. Sorry,
yeah, because if you get locked in, then what else? You got no choice.
Oh, no, Brian's here to rescue us. He's going to take that gate apart.
I'll take that gate apart. So that's it. It's not a whole lot going on right now. No boat shows to talk about. That's always a little frustrating, too. You know, it's kind of, what are we drinking tonight, Joey? My glass is empty at this point from podcast.
Oh, you want a seltzer real quick? One after I talk?
Yeah. But what do you have over there? Tell everybody about these concoctions that you made
for us.
Us.
This glass is deeper and bigger than it looks. Because you can fit a whole beer in here. And it looks
no way, really?
Oh, yeah. Don't make me drink one.
Yeah, I will, because I do not believe for a minute that a whole beer will fit in that cup.
Not one of those big boys.
No.
A regular beer.
12 ounce. I don't believe it for a minute.
Yep.
You got to prove it.
You feel like, no, it's weird. It's deceiving.
We need to get Tom to etch us
some
Maryland fishing line glasses.
I'm going to do the Southern Maryland yak anglers.
Anything. Joey's got ghosts.
Don't say that. I'm really bad with that. Don't even say that. I'm horrible with that.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know, and I don't. Stop. So this was...
Found a button.
No, I will kick you out of my house. This was half whiskey, and then you followed up with half cranberry juice.
Mm-hmm.
Which half goes first? It's up to you, or which half's the other half. And then I put some of those cherries, sour cherries.
I still got to eat my cherries, but I need to get a fork or something to get down in there to get to. You eat the fruit.
I eat the fruit.
You got to eat the fruit because that's where the alcohol gets concentrated.
I made Brian a small version of that. Yeah. Same size cup.
I didn't have nearly as much whiskey. I probably had half the whiskey.
We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary of our last podcast that we've done every week.
Yeah.
So had a big cup of whiskey.
Yeah. That's quite the milestone.
I'm in bike training, so the whiskey and the bourbons are better for me than I love dark beers.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
And those dark beers.
Yeah. It's like eating a loaf of bread.
Yep.
I'm right there with you.
I love them. So I also love bourbon.
So in effect, get healthy, drink whiskey. Okay, I like that.
I got rum. I ran out of bourbon. Like I said, you want a bourbon earlier. I was like, I got whiskeys.
Phil just showed up in the live stream. What'd you miss? Absolutely nothing so far, Phil.
Yeah, nothing. You want that seltzer?
Oh yeah. Hey Phil, since you just popped into the live stream, I know you'd asked me to get Joey some stickers, and I can't find. I know I've got some around the house. But if you want to slide into my DMs and give me a mailing address, when I find some, I will get them out to you ASAP. And anybody else, too. Anybody else that actually is... here, I'm going to eat the cherry. See this?
Here's probably the best place to tell a couple customers, Phil and Marcus, I didn't charge them for the landing gear. I was going through it before today.
Back up. What?
I never had Marcus's... Boondocks landing gear on his ticket, so it's still sitting there. And then we found Phil's today, would never put on his ticket, so I figured this is the best way to break the news to them that I
Hey,
Dave was asking me.
Y'all going to be getting
Yes.
It's already started in the live stream over there.
It's first of the year, end of the year, tax stuff. Dave was, we were hardcore doing paddle sports inventory today. And Dave was, so we looked at a couple. Anyway.
Good job, Joe.
Yeah, sorry, I just lost a couple listeners and friends.
So, Phil, you did miss that, but you showed up.
Well, they kept popping. I was like, oh, where the last few boats I saw? And then they're, this is why we have inventory issues and such, because I screw up tickets. I didn't screw it up as lack thereof.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know in the time of COVID, I'm going to give you some props. You're trying to get things done quickly for customers in a time when supply is low and demand is high.
Yeah.
Slip-ups happen,
But no, Phil actually came in, picked up his Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Phil has recovered-ish. He has some side effects.
Well, that's okay because you've been vaccinated now.
I got vaccinated the day I went in because we were closed up New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but I went down on New Year's Eve and hung out a little bit, talked to Phil, loaded up his kayak. So he picked up his new Titan, and he's getting it all ready. So
he got a 12, right? He got a 12?
Yeah, he got 12 and copperhead. Phil used my 12 before I got to try my 12.
So he actually broke your...
He broke mine, and maybe I'll take his out. That was a joke.
No, it's a nice bike. Nice boat.
Oh, it's a beautiful... I love that copperhead. No, we got it set up with some bunch of little bits. He got one of the last... We got light on it, holders, all the little stuff to get him rolling until he starts, if he wants to put anything on it, he's ready for that.
Little bits, parts, and pieces.
Fish finder wise, we'll set that up. So, yeah, he's all set to go.
Good deal.
We're gonna have to do a big so actually one time Marcus I do run a very successful business, but one time Marcus and his wife left the store pretty much, and they're good friends, and I had their daughter as hostage as an employee. Totally left without paying for their bikes, like $4,005.
Just take it out.
He's like, "Hey, do you want me to come pay for this?" I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, that'd be good."
That's what my employees are for. Anyway, where was I at?
Phil just spilled the beans that he put the first fish on the deck on your boat.
Yeah, do you remember that? I think I sent him pictures.
No,
I might have posted them.
I don't know.
Phil went out and caught a little schoolie striper in the creek, and Dave was livid because this is when Dave was really trying to catch fish.
Yeah,
Dave's like, I go out for hours, and he goes out in a demo and he catches fish. So,
that tells you it's not about. There's something different. But
yeah. He's a good angler. So Phil's in Bowie, so we're gonna have some meetups soon when the fishing gets good.
Yeah,
he's not far away. Realized how hard it was to put a Titan on top of a Ford Expedition.
Wow.
We are not tall people. I mean, I'm 6 foot and that's it.
Wow.
Yep.
And
but he does have a retaining wall. He showed me even taking it down. It's pretty high that he can get up on, and then it's getting in a routine like Jerry does. Heaven forbid, it's a Hobie, and they have that sweet little block, and it makes it really easy.
Can't tell you the number of times that we get out in the water, and Jerry will all of a sudden you'll hear him go. Rah, 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 rah. It'll be like you look over and he's trying to wrestle the block off the back of the boat.
Yeah. But it'll be getting a pattern. I saw
getting into routine.
Put it on top of my Subaru.
Man.
Oh man, I went past Jerry's house yesterday.
Oh, and you didn't send I
should have just asked him if he was home.
Little hurdy-gurdy.
I thought he was down in Georgia rioting. So
it's not a rioting in Georgia.
I don't know. Down there in Georgia.
Good God.
No, I lost train of thought.
Jerry's not going to ever want to fish with you again.
You told me to get Jerry fired up tonight.
I did not. That's the last thing I said.
No, I should have stopped by Jerry's house. Well, I would say I'm trying to remember. It's first of the year, so I checked on my Yak Attack order today.
Yeah,
Yak Attack closed for 2 weeks.
Yes, yes.
Holy cow! And they're also.
How did I know that and you didn't?
I have about 50 vendors I deal with a day, and Yak Attack is just on the bottom of my list.
And trying to keep up with them.
They're 2 weeks out on picking orders. She might pick mine tomorrow.
Wow.
was like, I am a shop ordering for multiple people. And she's like, yeah, I know. I was like, they don't even get free shipping. You spend $50 as a consumer, you get free shipping. Not Joey.
That doesn't seem to make sense.
Exactly.
That makes no sense.
It's a wholesale versus whatever account, but
yeah, but still,
I got all kinds of goodies. I got an anchor system coming for Chris. I got a parking pole, Marcus 1-1. I got a bunch of little bits for other people. I have your fill-in items.
Yeah,
maybe I'll sell them again underneath you. I don't know.
yeah, I placed an order, and I was like all excited for all the stuff.
You
Joey
get it
sent
all
me a picture of all the stuff, and I went in to pick it all up, and Joey's like, "Yeah, I sold a lot of
I
that
did
stuff
keep
I
one
got
of
for
each
you."
item for you. I restocked that.
But you know I'm okay with that.
I got a good amount of stock. I got a lot of Mighty Mount track or Mighty Mounts in different sizes.
Oh, good.
All the way from the 1, 4, 6, 12. There was an 8.
I almost feel like I want to stock up on some of those because I know that I'm going to need them. But I'm
not going super deep. It is January, but it's also I had a lot of people come in last week.
Oh yeah,
probably like 4 on Saturday, getting bits. And
they're
I'm
all
like,
listening to the
I'm out now.
podcast. They're listening to the podcast, Joey. That's what's going on, buddy. They're all out there listening, and they know.
So
Man,
it's
this guy
not
knows
too bad.
his stuff.
So I am in the process of trying to bring in Crescent kayaks.
I'm not familiar.
They are a newer company, I think, founded in late 2017 down in Georgia. All made here, et cetera, et cetera. They have affordable boats. They have all the way up to a micro skiff, which is really cool. But they have some boats I really want to have fill in some of my gaps because Native at the end of the year slashed a lot of their items.
Yeah,
that really hurt most of my rental inventory, but some of my new boats that were the price under $1,000. And they have they probably have one of the better kayaks with the Bonafide RS 117 as far as a fishing kayak for under $1,000.
Okay.
It's like $899.
A good big sit on top with a comfortable seat. Got some elevation.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the name of it again? Crescent
kayaks.
Crescent.
So
kayaks.
CRESCENT. I went through a lot of companies, and Crescent was almost on the top all the time when I came down the list. The other one was Vibe.
So, question for you: when you're looking for something like that, is it because they've approached you, or you've discovered them and you call them and say, "Hey, you're looking for dealers"? How does that work in that world?
Most of the time, I get a lot of dealer requests, but it's usually someone from the Pacific Rim area. Hey, here's my company. Like, we found your through packpaddle.com, like whatever.
Okay.
Crescent, I actually found through Headwater Kayaks. So Dan Arbuncle does some awesome videos with Headwaters. He has a huge YouTube channel. I've chit-chatted with him when I was talking about buying, doing a buying process for a kayak shop and stuff like that. So he's a good resource for everything. He's also he started working in bike shops, which is an awesome mountain biker. But he had said some good reviews on the Crescents, and I think he was carrying some, did some rentals. But yeah, they have a solo skiff. They have a SUP paddleboard skiff thing, and then their light tackle 12 is a perfect hole that I need to fill. It's like an $8.99 kayak. Nice, big, wide. Has a high weight capacity. Colors are good. Nice seat. All the little stuff like that. Yeah. So
Kyle knows it. I was just sitting here checking in the live stream. Kyle said the Crescent light tackle looks great.
Yeah. So there's been a number. Like I said, Vibe was the other one, and I was asking Sean. He has a Vibe, but Dick sells Vibe, and that's been my big thing. Is Dick's is 20 minutes up the road. I know I can give everyone way better service. But at the end of the day, I'm a mom and pop store. So, but yeah, I don't know. Like the ones I want to, so like the 12 is 12.4. It's 34 inches wide. It does weigh 75 pounds, which is typical sit on top 12-foot boat.
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
SS 127, 70 pounds.
So it's right in the same ballpark.
Does have more bells and whistles
you
for
may
the
have
weight.
You may have just said this, and I was looking at live stream or doing other things. Do they have any pedal drives, or is it all paddle?
Just all paddle.
It's all paddle. Okay.
Their 10-foot ultralight is $700. 50 pounds.
That's retail?
Yep. 30 inches wide. That's one of my rental boats I want to use, and they have some like straight recreational boats, but something to add to it. But those two, their their boat called the SUP Plus is a really cool platform for almost makes more sense to what I want. I did the paddleboard fishing for 2 years before my native this year with a Pauhana. This is like kayak mixed with a paddle, like a bottom of a kayak with a top of a paddleboard.
Bottom of a kayak.
It's not bad.
Okay,
60 pounds.
yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
But it's a stable platform. Works really well for pickerel fishing for all you people who like to pickerel fish. The vantage point standing up for pickerel fishing is like total opposite from sitting down in a kayak.
Yeah.
There's so many fish you miss sitting down because you don't see them.
Yeah.
Then you do your little, like your pike fishing, muskie fishing. I don't know. That one's pretty cool. And then they have a solo skiff. You know what a solo skiff is?
It's got it's a bigger. Yeah.
You put a little. There's some people on YouTube with these things. They weigh nothing. I mean, for like a little mini boat, it's 150 pounds. You can throw it around. You put a little motor on the back. If you lived in like,
you do the same thing with a kayak, though. The argument can be made.
Oh, you're putting like a little 5-6 horsepower, a little tiller drive kicker.
You do that you can put that on a Hobie.
Not on a Hobie. Maybe on a boat. Boat has the BOT.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
This is the kind of thing. If I lived down like Wilmington, like Marsh Redfish area, this would be a blast.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that.
So you found them in this instance.
I think that's where it's all started for that one question.
Yeah.
I found them. I'm still waiting on the actual.
No. Do you plan to Well, you haven't even talked to them yet.
I've chatted a little bit. I'm still trying to finalize everything.
Okay. So they have supply. Is that going to be something? That's going to be something that
I think I'll get what I need.
Okay. You're going to use them as rentals.
Yeah, I want to use some of them as rentals because they have a good rental program, and I also think they make a nice product to sell too.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna go and get a $30,000 Native Titan or Slayer Max.
No.
Not everyone needs that either.
No.
I don't want to go super low. Some of those boats are like water bottle. Deer Park water bottles in the water, like they very disposable.
Yeah. Those are actually perfect boats to take into like Mallows Bay.
Yeah.
You run into a wreck and
so
punch a hole in the bottom of your boat.
So I mean that's been popping up. I'll say the day I was supposed to go fishing was New Year's Eve. I got vaccine shot somehow.
Just tell everybody that story.
How did I tell it on the bike?
You didn't really.
I got lucky because
you skirted around it.
It went through the school system, and I'm trying not to get people in trouble. I think what happened was someone told me there was leftovers from the first responders and everyone in the county, and they were just trying to get as many people in there as possible.
Yeah. So, and then when you went in with Jess, because she qualified,
she works for the
teacher,
school system,
and you were with her, and they said, "Hey, you Ginger, come over here and get vaccinated."
Technically, I did sign up ahead of time.
Did you?
And I went through, and they let me do it.
Yeah.
I selected that I was a transportation.
Oh, okay.
So my store falls under transportation.
Honestly, too,
with COVID.
So, but honestly, too, let me tell you this: if Jess qualified to actually get it, and she got it, and then you didn't. I mean, it kind of exactly. It kind of seems like it's.
But I did carry around a thing, and we put on the first 2 weeks of COVID when it was like the apocalypse, no one was out, and I was afraid to I drive 2 miles to work.
Yeah,
I had that thing in my car saying that we were transportation, because the state troopers would come around and check, and they would go into our store, and so.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that when it first started, because people were questioning.
I had the cops called on me once.
Yeah, people were questioning.
I had like 4 people
in
my store, like the first 3 or 4 weeks later. Some Karen. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on a podcast.
What's a male version of a Karen? Because it was a guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Karen and a...
What is a male version of a Karen?
A Brian.
You.
No, I went up to District Angling yesterday. I did a quick trip. I wanted to go see my friends.
Yeah.
Up at the fly shop in Arlington.
You sent me a picture of some flies you tied.
Oh man, those are size 20s.
You tied
those were next to a dime. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and those are some midges.
So
it's called
tiny.
the WD-40 midge.
So tiny. So tiny.
Size. Hard.
How do you even tie that to a leader, to a tippet? How do you even do that? I don't.
You get lucky.
I think you probably have.
Sometimes you probably tie the whole knot and you realize at the end of the day it wasn't attached.
You just tied it around the fly. You didn't actually tie it. I have no idea. Over in the live stream, Juke Nukem 2021 ***. I have no idea what that means, but I don't know.
Robert S. I think I went over him. I think that one was 75 pounds.
You talked about the weights on those crescent boats.
But no, I love those guys up there. We've worked a lot back and forth, especially with the paddle industry. They picked up boat and fly fishing, and paddle boards work great versus you're standing up the vantage point unless the tangle on. So they did really well with boat, and I worked with Richie on that over the years. But cool. I do think people should still always push the small business stuff. There's so much stuff online, but it's hard to beat the little local store going in, and they do it well. I mean, the knowledge there, it's the same thing, like me versus Dick's with a kayak.
And I know you can have a kayak shipped to your house. I know that's a possibility.
Yeah, you technically can. You can get a native ship from bigger native stores.
Yeah, but okay, that boat's going through shipping, and when it shows up at your door and it's still all wrapped up in plastic, and you sign on the dotted line, guess who it belongs to?
Oh, you always unwrap that first.
Yeah, wow.
You make that driver wait. Yeah. I returned 4 paddle boards in a row last year.
Because they showed up damaged?
Yep. I don't sign. I totally unwrap it. Mm-hmm. I had 2 that outside was fine. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it happened, but total cracked on the inside.
Really?
Yep. So by the time I got my 5th one, it was almost a joke. I was like, yeah, this one's broken, but it wasn't. You always unwrap them. Yeah. Otherwise, that's when you get freight transferring them.
Yeah.
But we have this guy, Eddie. Eddie is the sup runner. I literally have had 0 issues with Eddie. So that's all he does.
You told me about that guy. He makes a living by delivering boats.
But he has the stakes on it. He has all the big companies, Sick and Pauhana, and the big paddleboard companies, where they're basically it's like Eddie's delivering your stuff. You don't get a pick. But no one argues with it. Eddie is on time. Nothing's broken. Mm-hmm. Kayaks, he's harder to make money with kayaks just because of room. He has a huge trailer.
Oh, I can see that. I can see with the
paddle
paddle boards.
Hundreds of paddle boards in his trailer. He's got a big old dually. He sleeps in it.
The space that one fishing kayak takes up is 3 paddle boards.
Also, Dave said he was going to pick up your kayak.
Oh, really?
He'll be down there.
Good.
Sorry, I blew it. Anyway, I'll finish mine up because I've been rambling a lot.
No, that's okay.
I'm a content filler.
It's the beginning of January, and we're talking about fishing in Maryland. So
I got possibly new kayaks, non-pedal drive. I got Yak stuff coming in. I've had a lot of. I need to bring in Benny Branch's paddles. Yeah, I've had a lot of people asking lately.
I need some
for the anglers, and I've been. So I'm probably going to go trout fishing either Sunday or Monday at a place called Beaver Creek.
Do I get to go?
This is a tough creek. It's a spring creek. It's up in PA, like these. So
I don't get to go?
It's like stealth. If you want to go.
Well, I have to see because I have to go to Florida this weekend.
Florida man.
Yeah,
catch a gator. We'll go fish down there.
Turn around. Well, I don't know time to fish when I drive.
Isn't your daughter's car up here?
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see how we're actually going to. Yeah. I got to figure that out. I'm driving down with her. I have no idea how I'm coming back.
Got a car here.
I may actually rent a car in Florida and drive it back here.
Ooh, you get that new E-Mustang.
Because I do not want to get on a plane, but I also might end up to get up on a plane. I don't know. I don't know.
There goes our in-person podcast.
I just may ride my bike back from Florida.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It'd take me about, 10 days? 10 days, maybe? Maybe a little more than that. 12 days. Call it 12 days.
I don't really go to Florida. I'm going trout fishing. The weather was bad to go this week. That's why I went. Yeah. I needed hooks and ended up with a new bag and all kinds of goodies.
I know. We went the last time. You were shopping, but he didn't have that much stuff in that shop. The one we went up to.
Backwater. He doesn't carry fly tying stuff.
Okay.
I got so many chicken feathers, deer. I got animals up there. I don't even know what they are that I tie with, but I needed hooks.
I've never seen a pink chicken.
Yeah. Why are all these deer tails different colors? It's like fluorescence. So I'm actually tying up an order. Anyway, Beaver Creek's a small spring creek. Mm-hmm. Fishes very well in the winter. But it's the kind of creek where it is like stealth fishing.
You got to sneak up on it.
Oh yeah,
you got to get down low. You're casting from way back
off you're not in the water. Yeah.
You're not wading in that. You're.
It's a different fishery.
Yeah.
But I'm hardcore trying to hit the trout this winter.
Yeah.
But then Phil, right after he picked up his kayak, he's been asking me a little bit about fly fishing. Picked up a new fly rod and reel off a mutual friend on Instagram.
Nice.
So he got a kayak and a new fly rod, a really nice fly rod and reel setup
all at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm in the middle of making him an order of good chunk of saltwater flies to start with.
Cool.
So that kind of wraps up my. I think it's Phil's.
I
Phil's
don't
order.
I don't have a lot to talk about tonight.
I mean, my kayak's back here are getting dirty. I gotta put in the store next week.
My gear is starting to show up for Maryland Kayak Outfitters. My 2021 season gear.
You got magnets for your car and everything.
Not yet.
No, don't do that. That's
I was actually thinking
reasons.
about doing some vinyl on the windows. Getting maybe Tom King to do me a little cricket cutting and do some little vinyl cutouts with the logo and some stuff on the windows.
How's that work with
truck.
How does that work with car insurance and all? That's probably people want to hear about that on the podcast.
Let's not talk
I know
about
you
that.
tell someone you don't have it on there.
I don't.
But that always pops up.
I don't want to talk about that. It's too many things to think about. Too many things to think about. So I just picked up 5. I didn't go
Golden Wings.
riding combos. Some we talked. I think we may have talked about it. They actually came in. I'm pretty pleased with the quality. I didn't go with entry level grade, but I also didn't actually put a lot of money into them. So I found sort of that sweet spot where, I mean, you're buying 5. I think I bought 5 or 6 all at the same time. I'm already investing a lot of money in lots of different places. So I was looking for that mid grade.
Yep.
Where if it went into the drink, it was not the end of the world. Not gonna, go nuts.
2 in the drink, 1 in the.
Don't.
Well, now you need 3. Now you need 2 more rods. You only got 3.
No. I think it's either 5 or 6. I can't remember. I've got 5 in the show notes, but I actually, for some reason, in my mind, I'm thinking 6. So, I'm going to be putting some braid on them. I ended up getting spinning rods, 6.5 foot. We talked about this, but they're stiff. They're nice. They're medium heavies. So they got a little backbone to them. I know you're a 7-foot guy. I know that, but I was looking for something that you could cast, you could troll, you could do a lot of different things with, and that seemed to really fit the bill. Easy for people to use. What is funny?
No.
You make me very self-conscious.
I talk about Man Crush Captain Perry a lot down in he keeps one of those little ice fishing poles on his skiff.
Yeah. For what?
You have a little tournament with that. You get a couple of those because they're like $10.
That's not a bad idea.
We never got to a point with it, but I've seen him have guys like false albacores on that little rod, like burning the drag off of it.
That'd
be cool. It's like a little daily competition.
Yeah, the biggest fish on your
you keep
your
like
boat
3 on the pier.
run.
Your people get back. You have a beer and you have your little poles.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic.
You don't win
idea.
anything. You get bragging rights, but it's cool.
It's bragging rights for the day.
So we're 6.5, 7-foot poles. You need the 2-footers.
We talked about this last week, and I told you that I'm going to do like the scouting trips.
Yeah,
and we talked about doing like a subscription club for the boats.
Yeah,
and I'm racking my brain. If you
punch card
or any of the listeners have any thoughts or ideas, I have no idea how I could make that work.
It's like a yacht club.
Okay, like a yacht club.
Yep.
And you get so many uses in a season. How do you see it shaking out? We can talk about it here because I'm.
Well, you could set it up 2 ways. I almost did it in the past where it's finding a price that's like cost of like the number you really want is probably too expensive, but the number you should use is going to be a little bit less than you want. Reality of
I
it,
understand
though,
realities. That's
the reality of it, though, isn't.
It's got to be a good deal on the other side.
Well, it's got to work for both things, but
yeah,
I keep saying the reality of it is people aren't going to use every. Like you might have someone that come out 2 times a month instead of 8. You have an 8 punch slot.
So
businesses love selling gift cards because you know how many people don't use gift cards.
Yeah,
so it works out for you.
So Sean said,
yeah, it's like a punch card. It's like you get 8 spots.
So is it like a certain number of uses in a month or in the season?
You could do a monthly membership. You could do a season membership. The only thing where it gets weird seasonally and people booking further out, and you might have 3 people coming down for a weekend, but 2 weeks before that, Henry decided to book his kayak for that day. That's where you get the tricky part, and that's where.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. And I'm also worried about if Henry is my punch card guy, and he just says, you know what, I'm going to go reserve every week, every Saturday or every Friday or whatever, and then cancel, don't need it. But all of a sudden it's kind of boxed me in with other.
Well, no, you have a $25 cancellation fee no matter what. It's within 20. You always set that up. Within 24 hours, you don't get your money back from me. unless there's a thunderstorm or a flood,
Okay.
which I do cancel more for floods.
I actually put that. We need to actually. It sounds like maybe we have to have a little. I do have to have a little side conversation on what that's going to look like. Sean, punch card. I'm attracted to that idea.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I just don't know what the right way to set it up is.
The most I would do is a month at a time.
Okay, so they get X number of uses per month, and they would have to buy that month. And I'm also thinking about limiting the number of slots. So
It might be 5.
Yeah, there's only 5.
5 times is a lot.
And we'll make it the Fort Hill Fishing Kayak Club. See? I can get that historic angle in there, too.
How's that work for insurance?
Oh, trust me, I've been on that road, looking at liability insurance and all the things you have to go along with. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer. It's going to be a very, very interesting summer. Either it's going to go really well, or I'm going to have some really fantastic deals on some slightly used pedal drive type 10.5s.
I'll buy them back from you.
At the end of the season.
10 cents on the dollar.
I think I can get more from that on the private market.
I'll flood it.
So we'll see. I just been toying with that idea that you threw out, and I'm seeing all these like curveballs coming in, going, well, that doesn't work. That's going to blow it up. That doesn't make any sense.
I'll talk to you about it one day.
Yeah, punch card for number of friends referred. That's not a bad idea, Phil. I like that. Referrals are the backbone of business. Marcus says he has dibs on one. Okay, I just got to find that sweet spot. And
do I get any punch cards to hand out?
Yeah, let's talk about that. You guys could sell punch cards.
Oh, we could.
You could sell punch cards at the shop. Yeah.
Actually, no, I was thinking if the red fishing's good in there, I was talking to the boys up at District Angling, have them come down for a weekend, show them a good time.
Yep. That's a part of it, having some people out that can go out and talk about it and pump it up a little bit. I do think the redfish are going to be strong in the creek. I think it's going to be the thing that's going to make
it. Redfish fights. One redfish from my creek versus one from your creek.
Put them in the crab pot and see who wins.
That sounds horrible. We'll call you Michael Vick.
We are not going to promote any kind of redfish fighting on this podcast channel. It's not happening.
I'm going to talk about it in the spoiler podcast.
It was your idea. And no spoilers. Joey actually spoiled the ending of The Mandalorian on our last podcast for a listener. And also a Patreon patron, a supporter, a guy that gives us money.
Oh, Pete?
Yeah.
He'll probably cry tonight, but that's okay.
Spoil his Mandalorian.
That's true. I'm starting a new podcast called Spoilers, and I'm going to try to watch movies and stuff when they come out, and anything really. And
just
I'm
talk
about it. And it's your fault if you listen.
You know that people would have to choose to listen to you, though.
Yeah, but people want to know.
You could put like a real engaging
it's a
title
human thing.
Like something else totally, and then you could just basically catfish people into it, and be like, "Hey, guess what? Mandalorian ends like this."
Oh God.
Answering Robert's question: when can you make reservations? I still need to get my reservation system set up.
Have you talked to Fair Harbor?
No,
I know they're backed up.
I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them this week and not wait for them to call me because it's got to happen. My fuse is getting.
I'm
short.
a returning customer. I'll probably get ahead before you.
Good job, Max. So they have to set you up every year?
I just redo my calendar every year.
Okay.
Because, I might change different things. So I'm adding fishing kayaks in this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Class A and Class B rental kayaks. So Class A is like a really nice Hurricane, Trilon, or fiberglass boat, which is a premium price. Or Class B, so that's new for us this year. Fair Harbor will build it out. So,
well, tell me, how do you think the idea of the punch cards would work inside of Fair Harbor?
Oh, that's easy. They set it up almost like a. I've seen it. It's like a rewards program.
So it could also be too, and this is another.
But there's a code that you use too.
This would be a benefit, I think, to the punch card user. So say you bought a card that had 10 punches on it.
Yep.
You could actually use 3 punches for one day to get all 3 boats.
And I don't know if people want to hear all this on here, but basically with Fair Harbor, what you do is
it's interesting. I mean,
you're not going to know.
It's our podcast,
you're not going to get 100 people buying it. It would be great.
We're going to talk about what
if you got 100 people buying a punch card one month. You might need to buy more boats, and I'll sell them to you.
Well, no. I want to limit the number of people that can buy punch cards.
This is going to be call this the punch card episode. So here's how it works.
I think people are interested in this.
Yeah, we still have
maybe
10,
not.
We have 10
I
watching.
don't know.
Anyway, all right, Robert S. Sorry, Rob, I don't know your last name. Robert, Bobby over here wants to buy a punch card. So Fair Harbor, you set up. I do this for people. You set up a code on Fair Harbor. So Bobby, sorry, Robert, gets his own code, and you can limit the amount of uses it has. So you can have it work for 10 uses. So there's just 10 punch cards.
Okay.
So it'll keep
It's just a
track of it.
coupon code, basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And they buy the coupon code.
Yes.
It's really what it
So
comes
it's
to. Okay. all
punch
right.
card.
Okay.
Since we're using that a lot tonight.
Yeah.
But I know how to, the whole back end. It's really easy.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So like, I didn't do it for Carrie, but like Carrie got a gift certificate for rentals. I should have, wasn't thinking at the time, given her a rental with a gift certificate with a rental code on it.
Okay.
So now what I did for her actually makes a lot of work for me because then I have to go and manually reserve those boats for people.
Every time.
I hate it. The amount of people that actually redeem that, 20%.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I'm sure you're right. People won't find this really that interesting, but it's transparency, and that's what we're doing here, especially this time of year when we don't have a lot of fishing to talk about. We're talking about fishing kayaks. We're talking about,
the old 96.
yep, Joey ate an old 96er. That's it. So,
My dad got a new Stratic this week.
oh really?
Oh, yeah. He's putting it on that rod I built him.
Man, that's going to be a nice
He
setup.
pimped it out.
That's going to be a nice setup. I'd like to see pictures of that. And Phil referenced earlier, weren't you going to do a show and tell with some stuff?
Oh, is that?
And, yeah, you were going to bring in like the crate.
I was
and
wondering
the
what
show
that
and
meant.
tells and all this stuff.
Might have been the whiskey or
we were going to
too
get
far
like
away.
a fourth camera and set up like.
Well, where's the camera?
We could have the Max cam. We're going to have one cam just down here on Max on the floor. That's actually that would be fun. Let's
It'd be like the Puppy Bowl thing.
A whole bunch of cameras up in here. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay, so I saw this on the internet. It was actually on the dark web about kayak color. I'm going to read this, and your hair's going to stand up, and steam's going to come out of your ears. This is not my question. I watched a YouTube video where a professional fisherman said his opinion is that a brightly colored kayak could have a negative impact on fishing. Have any of you experienced any noticeable difference in being able to catch fish in a brightly colored boat versus a more natural colored one? Just curious. I'd be shocked if it made a difference, but was an interesting thing to consider. Joey, what's your initial reaction to that?
You did tell me to fire Jerry up, but I will give Jerry credit where credit is due. He catches some mini fish in his bright orange Hobie.
Yep.
So it's not only is it a Hobie, it's orange.
So real world experience, you're not seeing a difference, and I don't think there's a good difference. But I thought it would be something.
I just had to say that.
Something fun to talk about.
No, it's a big thing because you get companies, Hobie, Native, Old Town, these big kayak brands, and you have the neutral earth tones, the grays, the browns. Then you have these freaking bright oranges and stuff. Which there are. It's a twofold thing because safety on the water is one thing.
That's what we're talking about. So we're talking about fish impact, safety, and personal preference. I mean,
I don't know. I do really well with chartreuse and orange for catching fish. So why not have a
But
big old...
I was reading some of the comments, and they were talking about how when you look at a boat on the surface of the water from underneath, if it's dark, there's a high contrast versus something that's bright. You're going to have less of a contrast where you would think, from our eyes, as from a human perspective, looking at something, you're going to say, oh, well, that blends in with the trees behind it, so it's stealthy and you can't see it as well. Maybe in duck hunting that makes a difference.
Without our flags, it's really hard to see you from a distance.
See, that's
Jerry, on the other hand?
Yeah, he stands out like a.
Oh, he's Jerry.
Yeah. Well, he's also 18 feet
tall.
Yeah,
Jerry's like Jerry's a man. Like
he's man-sized.
Jerry's a man.
Man-sized.
He's a strapping fellow.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but I also think half the time a bright color paddle is more important for safety.
Okay.
But if you flip your kayak over, who's going to find my gray goose?
You'll never find that
Coast Guard helicopter versus Jerry's Hobie.
Yeah, they're gonna. So from a safety perspective.
Also, you should always put the little Coast Guard things with your name inside the kayak hull.
Right.
I've been seeing like multiple boats a week. It seems like on the internet.
Well, it's that time of year when people go out and they think, "Oh, it's fine. It's 55 degrees outside, and
I think
I can
DNR
go get
just
35-degree water and
kayak without a paddler, trying to find out if the paddler's okay, but don't have their contact info in the kayak.
all they got is a picture of a kayak.
Yep.
And if you don't let anybody know where you're going, then that's a problem.
Float plan.
So
I don't know if it affects the fish.
It's not going to affect fish. I really, really doubt that's going to affect fish. I don't know.
I was fine catching fish in a dark boat, Jerry in a bright boat. Whatever you did over there.
Kyle, fishermen love to make excuses for why they can't catch fish. So it was my damn boat's color. It was a bright orange boat. That's what messed me up. I got a rental from Joey, and it's bright orange, and that's a problem. When do you cast right next to the boat? Yes.
Actually, when I fish with Brian, I do that a lot.
What?
Cast right next to your boat.
Yeah, you're always trying to throw
I'm always trying to get it, like, not in the boat, but I get really close every time.
I've caught you a couple of times.
Yeah,
I've caught you off guard a couple of times with the same thing. I tried so bad. We were out on the creek one day, and it was in your Slayer, and I was trying to slide up behind you.
You couldn't keep up?
I couldn't keep up, but I was close, and I was trying to hook the back of your boat and trying to see if I could get you to take me for a ride. But you're true. I mean, you never cast right next to the boat, and so what's the impact of that going to be? I don't really think so. But I think there is a safety thing, like you were just talking about, as well as personal preference.
I like the brightest boat. I like is the Copperhead from like Phil's.
That's a nice looking boat.
I do love that color.
It's like red, burnt red, orange with the
black flake.
Yeah, that's
versus like just a straight solid orange.
So. Just like we were talking about in the last podcast, it always comes down to aesthetics.
I also feel like the bright color, like reflecting, I'm going to be picky.
Okay, well.
I'm out there all day.
Yep. Bright color is not going to get as hot in the sun.
No. But how am I supposed to cook my Pop-Tarts?
Everybody thinks you're joking, but Joey actually does that. He brings
I found a Pop-Tart in my kayak when I pulled it a few weeks ago.
Puts them right up on the boat, lets them heat up and in the sun, and enjoys breakfast. Oh, there we go. Okay, well that was kind of a goofy thing, but I was looking for something that we could talk about.
You tried.
It's kind of it's kind of fun. I actually think maybe we did share some good information about the fact that you need to think about color from a safety perspective. And if you've got a darker color boat, fly that orange flag.
I ordered a bunch of those flags for stock.
So
we've had more requests for flags now that I've kept the boats in the store with flags than people didn't even know about them before.
Yeah, I know
flags are like one of the most important things to put on there.
I know with KBF, that was a requirement, is that you actually have that when you're tournament fishing.
And I got the $30 non-light ones. I got the $70 light ones.
And I got all lighted ones for my rental boats. And if a creek is crowded, or if the water's crowded, and it's starting to get into that dusky period in the evening, or if it's early in the morning, turning that light on and flying that flag makes a whole lot of difference. So if you don't have that bright orange boat that you can see from a half mile away, just that little bit of elevation off the top of the water with a flag like that makes a huge difference.
It's also, like I said, between the two of us, I mean, at least for you, that's how I find you in the creek. I can't see you otherwise.
Yep.
Yep. I can see Jerry. So.
Okay. There we go. You want to get into this or that's? These are your this or that's?
These are my, two are my dad's. So, I'm actually, now that I say it.
Do you want to read them, or do you want me to read them?
You read them.
Okay, I'll read them.
The first two are my dad's. I just threw the other ones in there now.
All right, so the first time, and again, over in the live stream, we still got 10 folks there. Everybody in the live stream, please play along, because that makes it a whole lot more fun, in my opinion, when y'all play along with the this or that.
Phil, real quick, Phil brought me a beer, like a cask beer. Did you see that picture?
No. On Instagram? I
Yeah.
I can't follow Instagram. I got too many accounts.
Well, I just don't go on the other social media platforms anymore.
Everybody, Joey doesn't go on Facebook because he gets super grumpy when he goes.
It's
on
not even
Facebook.
politics stuff. Not even politics.
No. Yeah, no. You said it's not even politics.
I just get upset about it.
Yeah. You just don't.
Phil
like
brought
people.
me a really nice cat. It's one of the big, bigger bottle.
I know what you're talking about. With the funky tops.
I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It happens to me all the
No,
time.
it's just a big bottle. That was a high alcohol.
Yeah.
I only drank a cup one night. I just rode the trainer for an hour or two. You know, so to keep it, because it was a pop off, not a twist off,
Huh.
I shoved a carrot in that thing.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's super
Kept it
smart.
airtight.
Yeah, super smart. And then you can eat the carrot.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty grody.
You don't eat carrots?
Oh, I eat carrots. I
love
ate about
carrots.
40 of them tonight. That's why I have bad eyesight, my mom said. You eat carrots, you have good eyesight. All right, let's roll.
Okay. The first item up on this week's This or That. Joey, barbless hooks or barbed hooks?
I'm a barbless person.
Do you really?
Yeah.
On,
Most of the time.
everything? Do you,
If I try to remember on
do you
everything.
just crimp them or do you file them down? What do you do?
This was the first year that I forgot to fully do all like my Zara spooks and stuff. I actually even take off the treble hooks and put on
Single hooks, yeah.
single
a lot of
hooks,
people do
and I usually just crimp the barbs.
that. Yeah.
When I tie flies, usually before I tie the fly, I pinch the barb,
Mhm.
and I do it before I tie the fly because I've had flies that I've worked time on, and I pinched it and I broke the hook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure on gear that I'm going to provide, I'm gonna pinch the barb.
Oh, you better.
Yeah.
You're ripping those things out. It's also easy.
Half
of it's if you hook yourself.
I know. Especially the whopper ploppers or those spooks or anything that come at you with like 3 giant treble hooks and you're trying to take this active fish off and it flies off into
I
your
am very
thumb.
fortunate. I didn't put any in my hand this year.
I didn't put my why'd we say that? I had one in
last year, sorry.
I had one in my shin at the beginning of the season. It was a big old pickerel down at the club when I was pond fishing. And he threw that thing, and it buried itself. It was a little suspended jerkbait, and he buried that treble hook right in the front of my leg. And I looked down at that thing, just screw it, and I ripped it out.
What are
you gonna do?
If I have to eat dinner with what I catch, no.
Well, yeah, if you're catching to keep,
Yeah.
that's a different story.
100% of the time, you always want to. You catch a nice fish, you do want to bring them in. You need the picture for the Instagram.
Well, I know that people,
but if you don't,
yeah,
it's all about fish. It's all about like. Sometimes you're just not going to be able to.
So I think the first question that we'll ask you is you catching to keep or you catching to catch?
Yeah.
And if you're catching to catch, pinching those barbs.
I can't tell you
is
the
a
last
good
time
idea.
I brought a fish home.
I brought a few home this season.
Oh yeah, you guys did.
Yeah.
The last one, Jerry put his knife through the head of the snake, and I'm like, heck. That's about it. And I think that's still in Jerry's freezer, or he ate it already.
I think he ate it. I think he ate it. I think he did eat it. Let's see. Barbless for trout. Robert says barbless for trout. Kyle, barbless makes it super easy, and they come off and just say, well, that was a quick release. Yep. Long distance release. That's what we used to call those. So anyway, second item on this week's This or That. Bass Pro Shop / Cabela's catalogs or websites.
Do you remember the days when you...
Absolutely. I'm going through the order. They had the order form in the Bass Pro catalog, and you write down all the numbers.
I had the... That was a thing in school, is how to order from a catalog back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, they taught us how to do that. This is before the internet.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. We didn't have catalogs back when I was in school.
Oh.
Well, we did, but I remember, especially like, youngster going through the Bass Pro Shop catalog and writing the numbers down and flipping the pages.
I'm actually very much catalog till this day.
I could dig it.
I love catalogs.
I could dig it.
An iPad with a bull crap thing still isn't going to. No offense to the angler online, but I want the paper thing while I'm on the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I love like
Hey, you're making my case for the magazine.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, the magazine. You want that?
I am a millennial, but
yeah, it's legit. I mean, people still want the paper to be able to flip through, and
I love catalogs.
Staring at your phone all the time.
No,
I mean, come on,
it's a good
kill
like
your
just
eyes
separation.
Yeah.
Like now I've been getting the rod building. I have them send me a bunch of rod building catalogs and stuff.
How about this?
I want to be in the store too.
The catalog for perusing,
yep.
And then you can just go on the website and order it. I think that's the answer right there.
I should have Cabela send me. I'll do a mail-in check.
That's it. That's it. So that's what everybody can do with their $600.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through catalog. Then I'm going to go to my local district angling or whatever. I'm going to buy it in their store.
That's even better. Even better.
That's how you do it.
That's perfect.
That's actually how I do it half the time.
That's perfect. Yeah. Now, at the shop this year, are you gonna actually stock any real fishing stuff? Are you gonna sell bait?
No.
God,
no.
God, come on,
Why would I sell bait? I'll give you a shovel.
I don't know.
You can rent a shovel and go dig a hole and find some worms. Kill you a seagull. Use some of the hackle and tie up a fly. I should do a Patuxent Adventure Center catalog.
You should.
Yeah, I'll print one.
That's fantastic.
I heard print advertising is going dead.
Jumping back to the last one, Sean says he pinches his kids' hooks. Smart. Phil, catalogs, I still get them, old school. Robert, both. See, yes. For looking, I like the catalogs. This is Kyle. For looking, I like the catalogs, but I will order online.
I mean, I still like print magazines.
I think that's it. Marcus, search the catalog, order online. Yeah. Robert, thumbs up. Yes. So I think we've answered that question.
I buy a magazine that comes out quarterly called The Drake. It's like $12 a magazine.
What is in it?
It's good content. It's
a
fly fishing magazine.
Okay, well, I didn't know what it was.
There is some advertising, but it's good advertising.
What are you saying over there?
Well, when they promised me a winter buying Christmas guide, no, just kidding. No. I was saying, like, I still like having things in my hand. Oh, yeah. That sounds bad. Like I got a new Drake yesterday. I love reading the articles in that.
Me.
Anyway,
I want to bring you back from that one, Joey. Really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the third item on this week's This or That. Hank Parker or Jimmy Houston?
I wrote that because I didn't know what the answer. And
I know what my answer is.
I should have wrote Bill Dance on there too, but I'm a Hank Parker fan.
Oh yeah, Hank Parker. Hank Parker.
So little Jimmy Houston.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Houston looks like a little old woman. If you ask me.
Well, now he does. Now he's getting older. But I grew up
bob haircut. He's like a little old woman.
I grew up. My dad,
nothing like.
Let me watch Jimmy Houston, Hank Parker, Bill Dance, the Fish Burn, all those guys.
Do you ever watch any of the Bill Dance bloopers on
everyone
YouTube?
Does. I used to have the DVDs of that.
They're hilarious. They're so the best. Hilarious. I'm definitely Hank Parker. I mean, the dude was just...
I love Hank Parker.
He was like legit.
He had the mustache and everything.
He feels like he is like...
He just has a
real
nice
person.
Soft accent.
And he's real slow. He talks real slow, and everything is very thought out. Yeah. And he's just,
always says, "Uson!" Little Jimmy Houston over there.
Yeah, I know. And Roland Martin would be kissing fish.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That brings back some memories. Josh, online, not Carl's. Okay, yeah. Sean, if you get to circle stuff, leave the catalog. We're still back on catalogs. Circle stuff in the catalogs, and then his wife will see it and surprise him with something.
My wife will throw it out before she even opens it up.
That's brilliant, Sean. Hey, Sean, I want you to know I was lobbying for you today for a pedal drive kayak. Billy, was it like Playboy advertising in Drake? Do you have Playboy advertising in Drake?
They have the Playboy. They have the chicks of page 6.
Playboy isn't even a thing anymore.
The chicks of page 6. It's
Kyle.
Drake is not.
Kyle said Parker. Sean said Parker. Billy says fishing with Bill Dance. Yes, that's it. And Robert S. Parker. So I think we all landed for the most part in the Parker, Hank Parker. I remember used to on Saturday mornings. This is when the kids were young. In the winter, because you could watch fishing on Saturday mornings.
I almost made a this or that about. Yeah. I just wanted to bring up, like wintertime, early morning fishing shows. In general, early morning fishing shows.
Well,
because when I was a kid in the 90s.
That's before YouTube. I bet you.
I love getting up with my dad and watching fishing shows early.
I bet you and I sat at different times watching the same fishing shows. Me.
Probably.
With my little kids running around and you being the little kid running around with your dad, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing to think about. So, cool. Last item, I haven't read this one yet. Last item on this week's This or That, get a paper cut in the webbing of your finger.
Right here.
Okay, yeah. Or get a hook stuck anywhere else in your hand. Like stuck, like barb, into the meat. Hook touching bone, tip touching bone.
Or a paper cut right here.
That's hard.
I was going to say on the nipples, but I was afraid to say that, but I already said it. So,
Well, now you just said it. So you can have it wherever you want, either the webbing of your finger or a private part. I just took it to another level. Go ahead, Joey. What's your answer on that? I don't know where I'm going to go with this.
paper cuts might be some of the worst things ever. I have cut the tip of this finger off.
Do you know what they say about paper
and
cuts?
it hurt
though?
less than paper cuts.
That paper cuts are actually a product of ghosts being in the room.
Oh, God. Shut up. Ugh.
I had no idea about that.
I'm going to go hook. I feel like the hook's going to hurt me less.
You're going to go with the hook?
I hate paper cuts.
You know what I do is I hate the idea of the paper cut. The fact that there's a
Oh, yeah,
little
it gives
slit,
you the-
it's like
yeah, but think
slicing.
about a paper cut in your nipple.
Ugh. Now, see, how would a piece of paper get positioned in that kind of a place? But the inside of
You
your
don't walk
finger?
around without a shirt on in your house?
No.
I don't.
Why would you do that?
It's my house.
Yeah, but you just prance around without a shirt on?
If I'm upstairs, sometimes that's
Come over and hang outside your house one of these days.
paper cut. Ooh.
The idea of the paper cut, I think, is actually worse than the paper cut actually happening.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of it too. So I don't want to go with a hook like buried, because if you bury a hook tip to bone,
Well, now you're
headed to
going too deep.
Well, that's what I
Literally
just said.
and figuratively.
You know, a barbed hook tip to bone, you're headed to the hospital to get that removed. I don't. I'm not doing that. I'd rather go with the paper cut. Paper cut for me.
I'm going.
Paper cut.
No, I'm going hook.
Marcus says I'm old. Oh, Sean said I heard about that. Yep, I'm lobbying for you, buddy. Kyle, paper cut. Marcus, paper cut. Josh is just laughing at us that he went with paper cut. There's a weird shadow behind Joey. Who knows what it's? Oh, it looks like it's got eyes.
That's Brian.
No, it's like you've got like a.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Joey's
Actually, I have a.
no idea
I
you
do
were scared of
have
ghosts.
Sean's name next to I have a little spreadsheet because I am not going to have boats for sale by April 3rd or whatever that day is.
Didn't Sean? Didn't you just get a boat? Didn't he just get a boat?
He has a vibe.
He's a vibe.
Yeah, he's got a nice vibe, but he was looking at pedal. But I had
Once you
two more
go-
people lined up for more Titans. I'm almost at it. There's almost 0 Titans left.
Man, once you go pedal drive, I just don't.
Hey, don't say that, Josh. When I was in the Scouts, back in it's like back in when I was in Scouts, we used to go to Gettysburg a lot and
Do you have scouting PTSD or what?
sometimes. But I'm not part of those commercials where they have those weird commercials out now with. I did like my time in Scouts. Eagle Scout helped me
Did
along.
you see a ghost when you were in the
So
Scouts?
we used to go to Gettysburg once a year and camp on the battlefields and do the ghost tours. And they weren't the walk through towns. It was like my dad found some local lady, and they would take us out in Spangler Spring and Devil's Den and stuff like before they closed down the park.
Ooh.
Oh, it freaked me out.
Yeah.
And then we did the typical pictures of the orbs, but we did the voice playback things like in Spangler Spring, and one of them yelled at us to get out. Well, I don't know if you know the history of Gettysburg, because that was the watering hole. And in the middle of the night, me and 2 other of my friends we were not going to sleep that night. We're in our tent, and we heard like 2 or 3 musket shots in the middle of the night. And it was not the typical 12 gauge or like little pistol drive-by thing.
No,
We were out. We stayed in forgot the name of the McClellan Woods where Pickett's Charge started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to take like 4 melatonin and another glass of whiskey to go to sleep tonight.
Lots
I
of ghost
hate
talk
that.
going
No.
on here.
Anyway.
tonight. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe we should start the 7th podcast. Would be a
No, I'm just gonna do my.
ghost. Do you listen to any ghost podcasts? That's actually a
That's
fun
probably there's
genre.
probably like 400 of those things.
Oh, it's more than that. There's a bazillion of them. Okay, so that wraps up.
I saw some lady post a house yesterday for sale and talked about how haunted it was.
Well, there's some people that are into that kind of weird
Yeah.
stuff. Not me. No, I'm interested in it. Not interested in it at all.
They were fun when I was 15. Those ghost tours. 30-year-old man, I'm too afraid to show my fear. I'm too afraid to show how scared I am.
You see the live stream?
Yeah.
See Robert said a bunch of little.
Hey, let's
ghost
shut this thing down.
emojis. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Man,
Are you ready to? Are you ready to shut this
we
down?
are at the hour mark. Let's shut it down.
Let's shut it down. Joey's ready to go curl up in bed with Jess so that he can not be afraid of ghosts
She won't
anymore.
hold me. She'll just be like, suck it up.
I could see she would come up with like a prank to try to scare you with a
She'll try.
ghost story.
So real quick, since this is a rambling episode, I watched Paranormal Activity.
Why would you watch that if you're
when
afraid
I
of
was
ghosts?
younger?
Okay.
I was probably 18.
Okay.
Whenever it came, I don't know what it was. I watched with my dad and my sister, and at one point at night I was sleeping that night. My sister came and was trying to grab my foot, and I think I kicked her in the face. Oh man, that movie scarred me. But I also, Pet Sematary.
Oh, that was a freaky one.
I watched when I was like 5.
Yeah, sometimes Dad is better.
I didn't go to school for a couple of days. I didn't go to sleep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Ask my dad about that one next time.
You should not have shared this information with me.
It's all out there now. That's all I can tell you.
I really think
the gunshots on Gettysburg and the voice in the spring, Paranormal Activity, and then Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary ruined me.
Look at the live stream, Josh. He's bringing it back to fishing. Throw any weightless swim baits recently. I'm going to give it a shot. We got off on a ghost tangent. Right. Josh's like, hey, you guys, come on back over here. Let's start talking about fishing again.
So as we wrap things up,
yeah.
St. Mary's Lake is open. Southern Maryland yak anglers. I tried to do a couple posts last week about kayak rigging, which led me down in a hole of getting mad at people outside of the kayak industry. So I didn't get back on. But if we have a nice day coming up soon, we all go fishing over there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We won't raft up because of COVID, but I don't think it's hard to do a meetup with COVID with kayakers.
No. It's perfect. It's the perfect socially distanced outdoor recreational activity.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
So
if you're looking to get a hold of us, folks, on Facebook, facebook.com/Angler Magazine Chesapeake. On Instagram, at Chesapeake Angler. You can find me at BN Rains. Joey, how can folks get in touch with you?
I'm at Joey Sikorsky 24, or my paddle shop, because the name is weird, is at Pack Paddle Sports, PAC Paddle Sports.
Paddle Sports.
Trying to post more.
YouTube.com/Chesapeake Angler if you're looking for us there. And, of course, you can read the e-magazine online with all of its fantastic advertisers at ChesapeakeAnglerMag.com. Okay. That's it. Hey, live stream folks, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate that. And we'll talk to you next week.
Yep.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Probably about more ghosts.
Hey, everybody in the live stream for the post-show show. Thank you very much, Sean, Marcus, Kyle, Josh, Robert. Awesome, guys.
Phil,
Thank you. Bill was in here, too, yeah. I'm just scrolling back up through and picking out names. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight, and hope to see you or talk to you again next week, guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Pre-show show.